Oh, hey, Joanne. I don't know if the audio is working on this. This is that laptop I had. I'm just trying it out. Bored, sitting there here at the hospital getting blood. Yep. Reason this is so black, dark colored is right there. Oh, you hear the TV? It's TV in the background. That's funny because it ain't even up that loud. Got to have 2 units. That's the first unit, and it's not even halfway yet. And I got here at 9:30. Hi, Cindy. Thank you. I'll have to check it, Joanne. My Facebook's been all screwed up. I think I popped on it the day before yesterday for about 5 minutes to send the guy that's driving my brother's race car. Sent him a message, told him to get me pictures of my brother's race car all the way around. I've got a model kit coming that I'm going to fix up, make it look like my brother's race car for him. And I think that was the last time I was on it. What's up, show? Yeah, hanging in there, man. Getting some getting some O plus. I have to what this every day? Oh yeah. Oh, no, not every day. Thank goodness. It's just this is only the second time, and the only reason they're doing this is because my white blood cell count's down and my hemoglobin's way down. The neutrophils are fine, and you too, show. You have a great day, man. The neutrophils are low, but they're not that low. So they're going to go ahead and before they get that low and leave me neutropenic, they went ahead and scheduled me up for 2 units of blood today. So I get that today. Hopefully, I'll go see my lung doctor and they can get in there and clean out my left lung. Apparently, there's some between chemo treatments. There's some fluid that got in there, and the chemo dried it up. I hear you, Joe. I hear you. Oh, totally smoke free. No vape, no nothing. Finished off. I had bought a vape pen, and it came with 8 milligrams of no, it came with 18 milligrams of nicotine liquid. I used it, and then I bought a big size vial of nicotine flavored, cigarette flavored, zero nicotine uh, liquid. Went through that whole thing and got rid and emptied it out. Cleaned up the vape pens, and I haven't used them since. What's up, Foraging Seeker, Mr. Burke? What's going on, my friend? There you go, Robert. Want some O positive? Walking with Liberty.
What's happening? You all right, son? You see.
Oh, that's foraging. That's all you can do, buddy. Just go with what you got. Me and my wife, we went to a flea market this past weekend in another town way off, and these people sit there. They had these American bullies there, cute as heck. My wife looked at me. She goes, "You know what?" She goes, "You don't need an English bulldog." She goes, "That's what you need right there." So I said, "Well, they're cute. American bullies are cute looking dogs." She goes, "No." She goes, "Look at that dog and look at you. Y'all made to be with each other." Oh, wow. Well, it's going to be a long day. That's only the first bag, and I don't even think it's halfway yet. And it's only doing 200 milliliters an hour, if y'all know what that means. Oh, Robert, she got an American Bully. I think they're cute as heck. Cause big old wide stance on them. I don't know, but I'm still partial to an English Bulldog. Lost dog. I'm taken back from what they took from me, Lost Dog. Look at here. Hey, Ron. Hey, guys. I'm getting there. Which one is this, Bob or Emma? I'm an Ewu. Oh, and if this is Bob, listen, your oh shoot, hi Myra, your spirit box. Get rid of that. Find you an older FM radio with real low frequencies on it. It's the same thing. Find one digital where you can hit scan for buttons. Keep your antenna down midway. That way it don't pick up radio stations, and you've got the same thing as that spirit box. Yeah, I'm happy to see them in here. Really happy. I've caught their last 2 live shows. Been awesome. That's why I knew to Bob about that spirit box. They were asking if they should keep it or send it back. And the EMF, I'd send it back too. The best EMF you can get is go to a truck stop and find you an old CB SWR meter that's got the reference antenna on it, the RF antenna, and y'all decide to keep it. But go to a truck stop so you can find the old funky looking Micronetta SWR with the little antenna on it. Those are the best meters for reading EMF. We use them a lot when we hooking up our hand equipment when we have issues. We use them a lot. We walk around with them and everything and look at the field strength to see where the interruptions is that's interfering with our signal. And they work very well, very, very well. Yeah, just when you use that spirit box, make sure you're at least 5-6 feet away from any other electronic device. That way you don't pick up interference. Robert, I got 2 of the shirts. The first one I ordered was the black with yellow, the original one, and they accidentally sent me the it's like a dark charcoal gray with the blue. I got with them, and they was really nice about it. They was really nice. They replaced the shirt. They told me they want the old one back, told me to keep it or find somebody else to donate it to. So I got the black one with the yellow, like I would. Yeah, in blue and like they call it. They call it a charcoal, but that wasn't the one I ordered. The one I ordered was the original black with the yellow. But like I said, they was real good about it, and they replaced the shirt. And like I said, they keep me. They kept told me to keep the other one or find somebody to donate it to that they didn't want it back. I've got two more rounds of chemo there, Myra. I've got 3 more weeks of blood work. I'll go in for blood work, go back, and I'll go back, and they will do the chemo again, and then I'll have another 3 week grace period, and then they'll do it again, and that'll be my last one. So I got 2 more sets to go on this round. The biggest, hardest thing I'm having with this time is somehow there's some fluid that got built up in my left lung, and the third round of chemo dried it up. And I'm having a real hard time with walking and the breathing. Well, lost, I don't know. MRI and CAT scan shows different. The thymoma carcinoma that I got up here on my chest, it's showing up that it's stabilized. It hasn't grown, it hasn't shrunk, it's staying right where it's at. And that's all they can do with that cancer. The small cell, it is showing that it is reducing, and one of the lymph nodes has gone away. But that's all they can do. Thank you, Mara. Thank you, dear. As a matter of fact, there, Robert, I was wearing the Ewu shirt with the. Well, let's see, Emma, right there, and it's now just about that's just we're at here at 9:45. They got me up here in the room about 10 o'clock, and they started it. And like I said, it's just now halfway, and that's the first bag. It usually takes about 3.5, 4 hours. Hey, Ron. Morning to you. Let's see. Last time, I think it took about five and a half, 6 hours last time. Why I got this in, I couldn't tell you. Oh, I was listening to a guy earlier talk about how he got him a bargain. Got a 1989 Chevy S10 Blazer for $200. I think it wind up costing him about $800 within the first 6 months just to get the dang thing running. Hey, Bingus. Doing our best, buddy. Doing our best. All right, Emma. I will do. I'll try to keep an eye on when you guys go on. Y'all go live today, Emma? Is the audio all right on this thing? Because I can't even see that needle moving down there on the audio thing. Okay, Cindy. All right. Here, let's make the hospital mad. There we go. This is a laptop that I worked on for a person there, and I bought him a new bezel, a new underside carriage for the backside of it because it was all busted and broke. The lid wouldn't open and close. Put more memory and I think a bigger hard drive. Got everything all loaded up for them. They decided they didn't want it. I hear you, Lost Dog. Trust me, buddy. I'm getting a lot of edibles. Might not be the kind you're referring to, but I'm getting a lot of edibles. The biggest thing right now is, like I said there, Lost Dog, is they've got this fluid on the lower side of my left lung and then inside of my lung, and it's got everything all swollen up over there on that side. It's even pressed against my diaphragm, and it just kills me. Hey, Katie. Hey, hon. Welcome to the room, baby. Yeah, I guess, Robert. I got to do a little bit more to it. It's slow at certain things. I'll figure it out. They've got this new USB stick out now that I can plug in here and use it for a hard drive. I want to see if I can't put a solid state in this thing. If I could put a solid state in this thing, this sucker would fly. Yeah, because the upgrades I've done to this thing, even getting a new backside case for the whole thing, and getting 2 new swivel arms for that holds the monitor. I think that there was only $43 for everything. But they decided they didn't want it. They're going to get something else. I said, okay. So, Katie, how you been? Ain't seen you in a while. And then I hardly get on Facebook anymore, so yeah, and that's all it was. That was the parts. I charged them. For the parts. Wasn't going to charge them for no interest or anything else up on the for the parts or anything. I charged them for what I got from off of eBay, and I charged them $75 for the labor, and that was the bill to rebuild this whole thing. Oh, I'm sorry, Katie. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, yeah. What I like about this one here too, there, Robert, it's got the number keypad on the keypad for the numbers on the side, like a keyboard does. That's good. Drink a lot of fluids, hon. Drink a lot of fluids. That helps. Lost dog, you figure out your waffle iron situation yet? Did you get it fixed? Use the right batter? Yeah, usually not. This I don't know. This is an Acer. Can't remember what it was. If you can see, yeah, you can't. But it's made by Acer. And, it's got 17 and a half inch screen on it. And it's got the number keypad on the side. It came with Windows 10, so it's fairly new. Well, if I wasn't so far back off from the room there, Lost Dog, I'd try. How far I am from the hallway. If you can see it out the door there. There you go. They wanted me to get in that bed, and I said, no, that ain't going to happen. I said, y'all got a chair here. I sit in a chair. Me and that bed don't get along. I mean, I'm not knocking Acer. They're not bad computers. It's just this one's a little slow. It's got the SATA drive in it. I want to see if I can't, since it's a newer type one. I want to see if I can't get a solid state hard drive and put in this thing. Robert, see, a lost dog don't get me thrown out of here. Yeah. I wish they could pump that in faster. I don't know why they can't. Lost dog, you should have seen the last time I got the blood transfusion. They had a young nurse come in there when it was all over with to unconnect me and let me go. She's going, I stood up and I was looking around. She goes, "Are you okay?" She goes, "You feeling all right?" I put my hands on my hip and I turned around and looked at her and said, "I don't know. For just some reason, all of a sudden, I just feel so feminine." And she sat there, her eyes got big as dad blamed saucers, and the other nurse at the door stood there and just about laughing. That dad blamed nurse literally thought that blood had done changed me. You know, Robert, that's not a bad idea. You've got these little stems coming off the side of this thing. Well, I don't know. I might take some whiskey down in there and maybe a few snips after that. I'd be in, drink it straight like a vampire. Hurry up and get it over with. That would work. Oh, that's what about me, Katie. There, you know, yeah, it is, Robert. It's cold like saline, real cold. Uh, yeah, I keep a positive attitude all the time. Positive attitude. If I can't do anything but make somebody laugh, I'm doing good. You know, Ron, you might be right. Last time I had it when I got out of here and everything. You know, I went home, took a nap, got up, and didn't even have a desire to pick up a cigar. Didn't even have a desire. I had no withdrawals of nicotine withdrawals or anything. Foraging, not really. Not really. The chemo doesn't bother me. Don't bother me like that. The only thing that bothered me with the chemo is, you know, it dropped my potassium down. Every now and then I get chills. I have to take potassium every day, and then my salt, and then the salt intake is it got real low to a critical point to where I could have a seizure. So I had to start taking salt tablets. But as far as the chemo itself affected me, no, not really, not really at all. Now the first round of chemo, the only thing that bothered me after that was they put me on the Neulasta afterwards. And after 24 hours after your chemo treatment, that Neulasta went on your arm. There's a little device that's set up here on your arm, and it automatically went off and injected the medicine in you. 12 hours after that, the best way I could describe what the Neulasta made me feel like was Remember back when you had the flu, how your muscles, your bones, everything ached and chilled? Multiply that by 10, and that's the side effect that I got from that Neulasta for 2 weeks.
Uh-oh.
Here comes the nurse. Y'all get to see her. Y'all get to see her beat on me.
Squeeze on you. All right, honey. I'm gonna stick this under your tongue.
No, lost dog. I'm not pinching her on the butt.
Sounds like you got some people to keep straight. They're gonna keep you straight, one.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube Live
Are you?
on my channel. They're telling this guy bad lost dog, bad lost dog. He told me next nurse that walks by, pinch her on the butt.
It happens.
One guy says he can't do that. He's married. And then lost dog tells him, he says, so he ain't taking her home.
It happens quite a bit.
I got her. Yeah, there you go. There you go, lost dog. Yeah, I got her to laugh.
All right, honey. You need anything?
No, I'm good. Thank you, dear.
Okay, you holler at me today.
We'll do. You guys are gonna get me thrown in jail. You lucky I ain't drinking. So I would have pinched her on the butt. And then again, I might have not done that. She had some pretty good sized hooters. I probably would have been stupid and tried to milk her. Probably, Robert. Probably. Oh, lost dog. I wind up getting me one of those things that you put in your Reese hitch. What am I drinking? Non-endorsement. I'm drinking a Loke Echoic. See? A Loke. And I guess it used to belong to Yolanda. You know, I hate to break her heart, but I just drank all of her soda. All right, lost dog. Yeah, the little thing that goes back on your Reese hitch to haul my chair on. I got one yesterday from a fella over in another town. He bought one for his vehicle, and he didn't. It wasn't what he wanted actually, so he sold it to me for $45, brand spanking new. This one right here, it works. It serves the purpose. I got to get my son to build me a ramp for it. Because I'm not going to mess with a welder no more. But I think you can get them from even Walmart. You order them from Walmart. They're ones that you got to put together, and it's a pretty good solid piece. And I think Walmart sells them for 78 or 80 something. And then Harbor Freight, they've got the ones that folds down that's actually made for the chairs. They're like a 200 or 180 or 200, something like that. I'm not too sure. They're aluminum already made with the ramp on them. Yeah, do like I do, Lost Dog. When you can't find stuff, when I can't find stuff, I'll go online and I'll order it and have it shipped to me. And so if it's not within a decent driving range for what you pay for the shipping and handling, you're going to use that in gas to go in and get it. Oh, Lost Dog, you want to do your breakfast show? I can shut this down and we could go over there and watch you script a waffle again. Yeah, it is, Katie. And like I said, the only reason I went and bought that one from that guy yesterday, he was only 15 minutes down the road from where I was, and it was brand new, still in the box for $45. You know, even if I don't use it for my chair, that's a deal. That's a too much of a. Okay, all right, dog. You have a good day, man. Be safe out there. Love you too, bro. Yeah, I do foraging. Anytime I search for look for anything, I go local first. And even eBay, when I do my computer repairs and stuff like that, I search within 100 miles of my area. That way I can contact the person if they're within driving distance, and I go look at the product first before I even buy. I've been burnt by electronic parts through eBay so many times. Even a company out of Miami called MSI, who makes motherboards, I was burnt by them. They sent me a motherboard that was totally trash. They wouldn't honor it or give me my money back. I contacted eBay. eBay wound up giving me my money back, and the company got banned from eBay, but then turned right around a week later and then opened up a new business under a different name. Same company, MSI. So I'm very leery about my electronics, what I get from them. But usually I just do my search in there, search in United States only, and I look for buy it now. Look for buy it now and free shipping. My son's trying to get me to use Amazon instead, but I don't know. eBay is just so easier. Yeah, yeah, and you know, like I said, there's only a couple things that I've got burned on through eBay, but after that, everything else is be expected. That's why I usually search within 100 miles of where I live. That way, I could go and look at the product. As a matter of fact, I think I had it for about 6 years before it finally took a dump. I had bought a 27-inch computer monitor slash TV. Some guy had on eBay, and he was wanting $100 for it, which that was one heck of a deal back then. And come to find out, he was only about a 10-minute ride from where I was living at. So I went and met the guy, and I told him, I said, we got two ways I can do this. I can buy it through eBay, and then eBay's going to take their fee out. Or I could give you $100 right now for it, and I can load it up and take it. And you could just report back to eBay that you're taking it off auction because it had a defect that you was unaware of. That way you won't get charged nothing. And he was all for that, and boom, he did that, and eBay let him take it off. No penalties or nothing like that. He got his $100, and I got my monitor. Oh yeah. And see, that's what, and Ron, that some of the Amazon stuff is sometimes free shipping and sometimes it's not. That's why when I go on eBay, you've got your choice. You got a left head side pane there on the left side of the window of eBay. You could go down, scroll down through there, and I look for buy it now. I look purchase in the United States only, and I look for free shipping. And you'd be surprised the results you get. All the results that it kicks back on, every bit of it's all free shipping and buy it now. Yeah, foraging. Usually when I look stuff, I always go to my local Craigslist first. And we've got a local website here that's it's kind of like a Craigslist, but it breaks down each county. You can search, like I can search next county over for something for sale or whatever I'm looking for, or search my county or whatever. And that's pretty nice. Ours is called GoSurry.com, which it covers my county, the county north of us, Allegheny, the county south of us, Yadkin, and the east of us, Wilkes. I don't worry about the one, west of us is Wilkes. I don't worry about the one east because I'm on the far end of the west side of Surrey. So I don't worry about what's the county all the way over to the west side. But even when you advertise in it, same thing. You can check on what counties you want to advertise in instead of just your county alone. You can advertise in other counties. I have sold so much stuff off of the Wilkes, and what's nice about it, you either meet the people with the product or they come to you. And usually everything that I sold, you had to come to me, and I only had the ad up for about 2 or 3 days, and then boom, it's sold. And that's pretty much, that's a lot of us around here, Robert. That's what a lot of us do around here. And this is also And also, this area here. They do a lot of people do a lot of bartering, a lot of bartering. Yeah, it all depends. I buy quite a bit off the internet. So I'm in a town, that don't have a whole lot of resources. If I want, quite variety of resources, I have to drive 45 minutes to an hour all the way into Winston Salem, where I'm at. And sometimes that just, it just ain't worth the drive. If I'm only looking at $14, $15 in the shipping, I pay that $14, $15. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like Harbor Freight. There's some stuff I used to get from Harbor Freight. And Harbor Freight, the closest one to me, is an hour and 15 minutes away. Oh, Kevin. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good so far, but I'm doing pretty good. Getting blood today. Oh, and this bag is empty. So, and that took about. So they'll be bringing me in another bag here in a little bit. No, Amazon you got to have a card with, and eBay you do too. You got to have a card, PayPal, or something. But what's nice about eBay is you can it's the seller, and if they're like I said, if they're within driving range, you just deal with them to go over there and give them cash, get your product, and then they can turn right around and report to eBay that there was a defect in their product, so they have to pull it off, and that way they don't get charged any fine or any fees or get dinged with with not selling things. Yeah, Harbor Freight, Robert, like I was saying, the closest one to me is an hour and 15 minutes away. If I'm needing something like a little small tool or something like that, I'll just go online and order it from them. It's a whole lot cheaper shipping and handling than it is have to buy the gas to drive all the way over there, fight that traffic, and then fight the traffic out of there to get back home. It's like right now, I just ordered Harbor Freight's got them for like $24. I needed a wand for my Dremel tool, and the only way that I can find it without having to pay 40 or $50 through Dremel or paying 60 up to $60 through Lowe's or going down to the Lowe's store over by my house and getting that little flexible wand for a Dremel. I just go right there on Harbor Freight, and they've got a battery operated Dremel with that flexible wand on it for $24. Yeah, I wish that was the same here. But Robert, the where I'm at, I'm up in the mountain towards the mountains, and here in North Carolina, central northern North Carolina, and the biggest town we got close to us is Mount Airy / Mayberry. That's where Andy Griffith was born. And if you ever watch the Andy Griffith show, the town that's on the show, that's pretty much Mount Airy. That's what Mount Airy looks like. They have a super Walmart, a bunch of little restaurants, but that's about it. Anything else like that, you've got to drive all the way into Winston Salem for it. Yeah, the Craigslist does really good around here too, Ron. Another thing is, like I said earlier, they do a lot of bartering here. Is Facebook has they have yard sale pages and stuff like that on them, and there's two or three bartering pages there on the Facebook yard sale for our area. That's really popular. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're in a spot for it there, Robert. You're definitely in a spot for it. Let's put it this way: where I'm at, the town north of us, buddy, they're all excited. They're happy. They're all enjoyed because they finally got a Dollar General put in. Infusion complete. There's round one. I wonder if am I supposed to page her? We don't have that around here. I know what you're talking about, Robert. We don't have that around there. We had one. We had a thrifty nickel when I was down in Florida. 2 rounds, Kevin. Two. I get two this time. I'll tell you what, the foraging they have for their battery drills. That's $22, $25. They're worth getting. They're worth getting. I've got one. The battery finally died on it, and I've had it. And I've been using it 18 volt, and I've been using it for 18 years. I'm sorry. 8 years. I used it for 8 years before the battery finally went dead on it. Now what happens, Katie, is they come in and shut this bag off, disconnect it, and hook another one up. I'm call my nurse. I don't think it's getting louder. Yes, my pecker's going off. See how fast they get in here. Should have told them I'm going in the V-fib. Let me see. Well, yes and no, Ron. A lot of people say get the solar panels. They're worth it. Yeah, I'm going a V-fib here. The solar panels, but the charging system for them, they said don't use. Get a different one.
Okay, I'm gonna go get your other unit. I'm gonna let the rest of that run in.
All right. They've got 100. They got 100. They got 100 amp service now. They used to have, they advertised there for longest 45, but now they got 100 amp service. And reviews from everybody says, just buy the solar panels by themselves and get a different charging system station. Don't use the one that come with it because it's junk. But yeah, I'm going to get that 100 amp panel system for my camper. And just get, they've got a, they've also, they've also got a higher end charging system there too that you could buy separate by itself. Yeah, she come and got it, Robert. They're flushing saline. They're flushing saline now through the flushing saline to get the rest of this out here and get that put in there right now. And then they'll bring in the second bag. See, this is shooting about 200 milliliters. It's probably going to take about half hour for them to flush all of that through. Yeah, you get, they're forging. You just got to, when you buy stuff through them, you just got to, use your better judgment. It's like a battery operated 18-volt drill that I bought. They had them on for $19.99. Paid 20 something for tax. I figured, if it lasted for a year, it was worth the $20. But that thing wound up lasting for 8 years before the battery finally would not take a charge no more. And you can't. But the only bad thing is you can't get the batteries. You can't get the batteries for them no more. So I wasn't complaining that. And I've gotten some tools from them. As a matter of fact, there's tools that when I was doing small engine repair, they were the only ones around that I can find. I found a torque wrench that was in inch pounds instead of foot pounds. It was in inch pounds, and you need one. A torque wrench measures in inch pounds for a small engine. They're the only one. Harbor Freight was the only one around that had that torque wrench at the time. Yeah. Oh yeah. I think we all been there, my friend. We all been there. Yeah, you hear people tell you that when you're younger, you hear people tell you that, if it sounds good to be true, it is. But you take it with a grain of salt and you go on and try it anyways. Like I used to tell everybody, there's warning labels that you see on things that says "Do not try this at home." Could be hazardous to your health. I used to tell them I'm the reason for that label. I tell you what is good about the Harbor Freight. Let's see, we've been in North Carolina 8 years now. Probably about 14, 15 years ago, Briggs and Stratton stopped making the racing parts for the five horsepower flathead engines. They wanted everybody they're forcing everybody to go to these what they call animal engines, the overhead valve engines. Well, that last couple of years, and everybody started going to them. Company out of Japan started popping out these motors. They call them box stock motors. They're cheap cheap kickoff of a Honda engine's all it is. You know, you could get them. I think you can get them for like $100 something at Harbor Freight. Okay, now get this: you can get a warranty on them. You go out there, race this engine 1 or 2 times, something happens to it, extended warranty. You take it back to Harbor Freight, $30, brand new engine. Oh yeah, well, that's like this one that I got. You know, I got it, and I seen one little corner of the camper that had water damage in the roof. And I asked the guy about it, and he said that was the only. Oh, okay. I didn't know this thing was buffering. No, I said that uh, the box stock motors, Briggs and Stratton. 15 years ago, they stopped making parts for the flathead racing engines for these racing go-karts, and they wanted everybody to go to these dual overhead motors, the overhead valve motors. Well, when it finally passed to where everybody had to start using them instead of flatheads, Harbor Freight comes out with this motor. It's called the box stock motor. All right, Kevin. Yeah, me too, buddy. Me too. But but these box stock motors, you could buy them for like $100 something there at Harbor Freight. Buy the extended warranty on them. Take them out, race them, mess the motor up, take it back to Harbor Freight. Yeah, box stock motor for $100. Yeah, and then they warranty. Yep, and then $30 get you a brand new motor, and go out and race the next race. Yep, that's what they do with them. So box stock motors. That's the only thing you're allowed to run. All right, Ron. I appreciate you coming in, buddy. Appreciate you coming in. You have a good day. You and Kevin both there. Y'all be safe out there on your travels, and love you guys both, man. Y'all thanks and for coming in. Yeah, because right back when me and my son was doing it, they're forging the flathead, and of course, you know, I worked for the guy who built our motors for us, and he was our sponsor. But those motors back then was you'd spend anywhere from 2,000, sometimes all the way up to $6,000 for those motors. Everybody thinks on them flathead 5 horsepower motors, you just throw a bigger cam in it, put a racing carburetor in it, and that's it. Well, no, there's a lot more you get to do to them. You got to pull them completely apart, send the block over to somebody that does welding, and right where the intake and the exhaust valves go, they've got to go on the inside and build up a bigger bead around those journals. They keep them from busting and breaking. Because you're going to modify that valve clearance and put some racing valves in there. Let's put it this way: my little 5 horsepower Briggs was pushing 11.5, 12 horsepower. But see, with these new overhead valve engines, they've got to run completely, they got to run them stock because they don't make no racing cam for them. You can do a little bit of head work on them and get the valves, do a little of the valves, but that's it. And the racing carburetor and racing clutch, that's all you can do to them. Because I'm showing a good signal here from the hospital. There might have been a couple times it might have dropped down, but other than that, it's doing pretty good. And it might be on my end. You know what? And it's lunchtime. They're going to be changing my blood here pretty soon, bringing me something to eat. So we're going to turn you guys loose. Y'all have a good day out there. I appreciate y'all coming by and hanging out with me for a little bit. Yeah, it's probably the hospital, Kevin. So you guys have a great day. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go foraging. I'm going to go ahead and go. Like I said, they're going to bring me another unit of blood, and it's lunchtime here, so they're going to be bringing me lunch too. So appreciate you guys. Y'all have a wonderful, blessed day. Love it. Love each and every one of y'all, man. Peace out.